people of the Facebook. It's Friday here in Durham. Clear, bright, might actually be a nice day. Don't know. I plan to sleep a lot. I'm just feeling brain foggy and like, ooh. Not sick, but sort of take a nap or you will get sick. So I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy the sunshine today versus how much I'm going to enjoy the comfort under my blankets on my bed. And that's not what we're here to talk about today, though. So I posted something in Facebook yesterday, day before, I forget, about the way we think about hiring other massage therapists if you run a multi-therapist practice or want to bring somebody else on board. Because there have been a ton of postings in recent weeks. Well, actually, for longer than that. But recently, it seems like there's just been every day it's more and more and more postings. And here's the thing. All those postings look exactly alike. Here's a great picture of my logo or my office, and we're a great place to work. You'd be so happy here. Here's the days I need. Here's the hours I need. Here's my compensation. You need to have a license. End of conversation. That's not helpful. Well, what it is that's what I call a warm body job posting. You just need a warm body. And as long as we can agree on hours and days and compensation, nothing else matters. But this is a very tight market for anybody who wants to hire a massage therapist right now across the country. It's not just happening to you. Because a lot of us left the field in the last 2 years. A lot of us. There was a whole cohort. A lot of the people, for example, who went to school in the 80s and 90s went as second career people. So they were already 30 or 40, in their 30s or 40s. So by the time you get to 2020 and you get to a pandemic, they're like, I'm out, I'm retiring, I'm done. And then you have the people who are like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is too unstable. Or, something, it's time for me to go into my own private practice for all the reasons. And the schools that closed and the schools that didn't graduate in a normal cycle, there's just not as many massage therapists available right now to hire. So if you're one of those people that's looking for them, you have to make a decision. Are you looking for another warm body? Doesn't really matter who, as long as they can do the work, you're good. Or are you looking for more of a best fit kind of client? If you're doing the warm body approach, keep doing what you're doing because that's really all the warm body needs. If you're looking for more of a best fit, you've got to approach this differently. You can't put up a posting that goes, we're a great place to work, here's our logo or office, here's the hours, here's the days, here's the compensation, because that just, one, you sure as heck don't stand out. And if I'm looking for a job and I want something in particular, I don't want to be just another warm body, you haven't given me anything to make a decision on about whether I should contact you. I've even seen these warm body postings where they don't actually mention what state and town they're in. Folks, if you're posting on national and international sites like the internet, please mention what state and town you're in. That's like basic. Anyways, if you are looking for a particular therapist, particular kind of therapist, you really need to think about this more like a dating profile. If I put up a dating profile and said, I'm looking for a guy who's between 5'8" and 5'11" and has brown hair and likes to go for walks in the woods, basically I'm looking for a warm body in a certain size and shape. But if I'm on a dating site, that's not what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you more about myself, tell you more about what I'm looking for, tell you more about what I know is a good fit for me, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to have to answer 27 responses, 26 of whom are not a good fit for me. I would rather get 4 responses, 2 aren't a great fit, but 2 are worth talking to, and maybe one of them will turn into something else. And that needs to be your mindset. You need to tell them about you as a practice. Who are you? What is your mission statement? If you don't have one, now's the time to make one. What kind of clients do you see? What kind of work do you do? Do not be generic. We do relaxation work to make everybody feel better. No, get specific. We do a lot of work with stressed out people who seriously need a space that nobody will bother them and they can be quiet for an hour. I mean, get descriptive. You need to tell me, are there special modalities you're looking for? When I interviewed with the company I'm with now, they specifically said, pardon me, this shirt drives me nuts because it's not even. Anyways, they specifically said, we especially would like to talk to somebody with manual lymph drainage experience. I went, oh, that's me. Okay. Now, if you're somebody who's never done manual lymph drainage, you might go, yeah, maybe I shouldn't apply. Which is another thing you want to think about, and we probably don't think about. Is there a way to write your ad so that somebody who isn't a good fit can go, yeah, that I'm not the person they're looking for. But do it in a positive way. Not saying, don't bother to call us if you're not a hard worker. Because who out there is going to read that and go, oh, well, they don't want me because I'm not a hard worker. Think about somebody you know that's a great massage therapist, but wouldn't be a good fit for your practice. Why wouldn't they be a good fit? Is it because they really like to work with athletes and do super technical work, and that's not the kind of work you do? So you want to do you want to do three things. One, you want the ad to only appeal to a certain segment of the marketplace, because a lot of people out there are not the right fit for you. Let's be honest, they're not. And you want people for whom you might be a good fit to go, oh, that really sounds like the kind of place I'm looking for. And three, you want to write it in a way that the people who aren't a good fit say, nah, I don't think that's what I'm looking for. And when you say things like, must be great with customer service, I mean, all of that is very bland. Everybody thinks they're good at all of those things. Get specific. What do you mean by that? What's an example of great customer service, not great customer service? What's an example of really does a great session, doesn't do a great? I mean, get specific. Don't use these blanket phrases because nobody's going to look at that and go, oh, that's not me. I'm terrible at that. So you have to think about this. You are effectively writing a dating profile for your business. And it takes some time. The advantage is this is when you want to find a right fit and you're more likely to have a therapist who stays. You're really hiring for fit and longevity. Because when you get the right fit, they're more likely to stay. If you're taking the warm body approach, which is fine if that's the nature of your practice, you're going to have more turnover. And maybe that's fine because you're in a market where that's not a big deal and you're used to that and that's all you want. And that's fine. But you have to decide who you are and what you're looking for and then put the appropriate kind of job posting up. Are you a team? Everybody's a team player. But seriously, are you like a 4-person office and you guys sit down and discuss troubling client cases once a month, or you have in-house training? Think beyond the words that everybody uses and actually describe who you are. And here's the other thing. If you are hiring for that kind of person, you don't even have to list days, times, and compensation. Because that's something you will work out if you talk to them and they continue to look like a good fit. They're not going to come in just because the days, the times, and the compensation work out. And it does mean that you've got some room to work with them. You don't have a really narrow slot you're trying to fill. But if you're looking for longevity, you're looking for a relationship, make your posting show that. Because, wow, so many postings. If I read them to you one after the other, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. And that's what I call the warm body postings. You just need a warm body. That's fine. If you're looking for something other than a warm body, you need to write a different kind of job posting. And it may take some help if you've never done it before or never thought about your practice that way. And if so, give me a call. I'm also a professional writer. I'm good at this sort of thing. And let your personality show through in your posting. It doesn't have to be all corporate polished. For the place I work, when we were working on a job posting, I said, and we need to say, and more than a little anatomy geeky, because we are anatomy geeky kind of people, because it's appropriate for the practice we're in. We can get off on talking about the longus colli. How many of you even know where the longus colli is? I didn't before I went to work for them. So think about what you really want. If you just want a warm body, keep doing what you're doing. If you want a relationship and longevity, do something different. Reach out to me if you need a little help with that. And that's what I have to tell you today about how to find a good massage therapist, but also be patient. There's not a lot of massage therapists to be had, and you have to set your expectations accordingly. And this is national. This is not just you. And here's a phrase I never want to see in a conversation. Maybe they just don't want to work. Because you know something? If you've got a job posting and I'm looking for work, but I ever see in a conversation you use a phrase like that, I'm not going to call you. Because what I see is your relationship with your therapist is one I don't want to have. Don't ever say that. Nobody owes you themselves in your position. They don't owe you that. And that kind of language, even if you're just expressing your frustration, suggests that you've got an attitude about people owing you something. And if you don't, okay, you've really just shot yourself in the foot. But if you do think that, I'd step back a bit and maybe adjust that perspective, because you are not going to look like a good person to work with or for, if that's the kind of stuff you're putting out there on the internet for anybody to see. Because we can all see it, you know. Okay, that's my advice for Friday. Like I said, if you need to write a more personal job posting and you don't really know how to do that, drop me a note. I will work with you on this. And I hope soon we get that perfect match of therapists and places to work and everybody's happy. I mean, no guarantees, but wouldn't that be great? Anyways, have a good Friday, and I will talk to you on Monday, and it won't be about job postings. All right, take care of yourself.